My son David has completed his first face frame ever.
Just kind of want to get everything set out exactly where I want it. Looking for, so our good side is down. We're looking for frayed edges up always. That's what it's going to look like when we're all done. So first things first, this one, flip it over. We've got this good. Now we can kind of move that just slightly so we can really focus on this one.
Okay. All right. Good morning. Hope everyone's doing okay. So we're here in the office and we're just trying to get things figured out for the day, what lies ahead. And to give you all a better understanding of what it is we're actually doing here, I want to let you see a little bit on the drawings so that you can see what it is we're actually trying to produce and we're going to bring to life. And at the end of all this segments that we're doing, you're going to see the cabinets from the drawings. So anyways, here's some of the plans here for the kitchen. Okay, you've got the refrigerator and just basic cabinets.
Here,
I'm not really gonna go through everything specifically, but just to give you an idea that this is where it all starts in the planning stages. And so we have all these individual drawings of different parts of the kitchen, and right now we're in the mode of building all of our face frames. Some of them we have built and we still have more to go. A little bit more detailed stuff here, but yeah, it takes time to get all these drawings together. And of course, one of the headaches to all this is that I have to get online, go through all the appliances. One of the most critical things when you're drawing up cabinets is making sure that you have all of your cutouts accurate for your appliances. If you get that wrong, you could go to installing cabinets and actually have to rebuild cabinets, which is something that we strive very hardly to avoid. So anyways, see you out at the shop.
So it looks like this is probably what we're going to be making today. Yeah, anyways, another cool thing that we did a little bit off camera, but we're going to get some footage of it today, is adding these beads on. So last video you guys got to see the finished product that was these beads, but today we're going to show you how we actually get them into the face frame. So that'll be a fun little point for my dad to
come
talk
around
about.
Here. Yeah, you can see all that we've got done so far. Okay, so maybe we can get this in the light really well.
And these beads, it's why it's so time consuming. Taking a look at these drawings, all I've got to do here is take a look at all these measurements, right? So what I'm doing is I'm looking at this. I've got a 3-inch board here. I've got an 1.5 inch board 4 times, but these are different lengths. So what I do is I know that these two are the full length of the cabinet. I know that this 1.5 inch board is the full length of the cabinet. So that's 42 inches. I've got 2 of them, right? So I've got an 1.5 inch board at 42 inches. So I've got that right here. 1.5 inch board, 2 of them at 42 inches. Now I've got these 2.5 inch boards, right? These 2 interset ones. These 2 interset 1.5 inch boards are going to be 42 inches minus 3 minus 2. So if that didn't make sense, I'm taking off the width of this board and I'm taking off the width of this board. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 minus 42 is 37. So I've got 2.5 inch boards at 37 inches. So for this 3-inch board, of course, all I've got to do is take this measurement down here, which is the 52.5, and I've got to minus that by 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. 2.5 inches is 3. So you take this 52.5 inches, minus it by 3, and then you get your 3-inch board at 59.5. Okay, and then that follows the same principle as this 2-inch board, right? So You got your 2-inch board at 49.5. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab all my stuff, I'm gonna bring it over here. All right, so now all I'm gonna do is bore the holes on this machine here to join everything together with some glue. So I'm going to get started on that.
Flush mount, I gotta put a cleat on the inside, 3/4 inch. Fits in there and bumps against that cleat. So it was just weird, you know, but. Remember that as soon as possible with her answer.
All right. We cut out this piece of board at 15.5, and then all I'm going to do is clamp it flush here, get this moved up against it, clamp everything down, put glue on this piece first, clamp it down, screw some holes in. Pretty self-explanatory. You guys will see. I mean, about as freaking perfect as you can get it. Put some glue on there, just a little bit. We don't really want anything to come out. We do need the bondage of the glue, but we don't need so much that it's going to ooze out here. What I'm going to do is, now that I've got it very, very close, I'm going to go ahead and clamp this here. And our screw gun. I'm going to drive these screws in now. Okay, this one's done on this side anyways. Now, self-explanatory, bring this in here. Let's go ahead and put our clamp on first. Okay. Okay, so for this, obviously it's the exact same thing here. It just makes sense, don't it? Just makes sense. So this next part is very important. Okay? Here's what we're gonna do. Like I said, our side pieces are the same length. So the beauty in that is that these pieces don't really matter if they're flipped or what. I mean, they just go on the ends either way. So we can put these to the side for now. Now with this, it shouldn't matter, right? So we're gonna go ahead and unclamp this. It shouldn't matter where, you know, which side we go from, because this side should still be, you know, flush. But because I'm feeling just the slightest little hair on this side, which doesn't really affect much in this case, this is the right length, right? So we're not extending any length to the side of our job. We're just trying to get these to fit in the middle as accurately as possible. And I mean, that's not even a 32nd, right, of an inch. So what I'm gonna do is when I flip this, start it from this side, right? So what I'm gonna do is, since I started from the right, which is now up here, I'm gonna place this board down here, and I'm gonna start from the same side, right? So I'm gonna flush this up the best I can. Okay, so we've got that set. It feels really nice. So now all we gotta do, because I mean, when we get to the sides, we're gonna have to glue it on the side. I've ideally liked to flip this up and put some glue here first. No biggie. So all I'm gonna do is go ahead and lift this up just like that. Get our glue on there. Now we're gonna Flush that up, clamp it. Okay. Okay, first one done. Throw that in there. Okay, so now all we're gonna do is come over here, press it as hard as I can up against the side, clamp that down, throw some more screws in that puppy. As you can see, we are almost done with the structural portion of this. Okay, we no longer need this big old bad boy here. Make sure the bad side is up. Bring it over here. So we do one side at a time, but only difference is to make this easier on ourselves. Put a line of glue there. Put a line of glue there. Okay. Go ahead and pinch this up against here. Doesn't really matter which side you start with, just start with a side. All my equipment's over here, so I'm just going to start on this one. In this case, I like that. Beautiful. Got this side clamped down. What we're going to do is, because these holes on this 2-inch and 3-inch board, they're a little bit more spaced out. So what I'm going to do to prevent twisting, all I'm going to do, and I've already done it, is put the clamp right in front of one hole, right? So it prevents twisting when I screw in one. Then come over here. Not only does it prevent twisting, but it's going to make this even, and then this side may not be as even as I'd like it to. So you want to reclamp over the hole you're doing, then you're probably good. So there we are. We kind of want to move slightly quickly. You don't need any glue. But when I say slightly quickly, I just mean because this glue is sitting over here still. It's very even, so we're going to start on the outside. Technically that part is not as important, but I like to start on the outside because that's the side I'm feeling. I'm not feeling this side, I'm feeling the outside edge, making sure it's nice and smooth. Alright, so the first thing you want to think about when you're sanding is all of these edges. So now I bonded everything from the bottom side. The top side, however, you want to make these little pencil marks on your edges. And you know, some edges you might feel it a little more than others. But as you're making these little pencil marks, you'll feel the difference in height, right? And that's very, very important. I'll go ahead and show you right here. You can see how the pencil marks that I just made kind of have different levels to them. I don't know if there's an easy way to see that. But the reason we do that, and I'll show you when I'm sanding, is you want to get these faces, these joints level first. And then from there you start sanding the whole entire front face with a finer grit. So let me go ahead and get the rest of these pencil marks made. So the first thing we've got is this sandpaper is right about to wear out. So I'm going to use this for this one face frame, and then I'm going to switch this sandpaper out. So we're going to take this and we're going to sand down the edge. You want to make sure you constantly keep the sandpaper moving. You don't want to have it in one spot for too long, but as soon as these pencil marks are gone, we're good. Just like that. Bring it over here and do this one. On this one, how the top side, the marks, you know, started to disappear before this side, and that's because it was slightly uneven. So we're going to do that all the way around, and I'll get a further angle of me sanding the whole entire face. both of those out before we get to the next face frame that I'm sanding. But that is a face frame complete from this step anyways.
That's a face frame.
Face frame.
Okay, so you get an idea how these beads go in. All right, so we got a measurement of 15.5, right? Okay, I've got some scrap bead here. If I got anything long enough, I'm gonna use it. Otherwise, I'm gonna new bead here. So, all right, and it's quite the tedious process here. Even though this is cut, I want to cut it again just to make sure it's true. I'm not actually sanding, I'm just knocking the fray off. You do this on each individual bead. So obviously we're measuring the 15.5. Okay. Turn our miter down here. This is where we want accuracy. Okay, the rule of thumb on these is it's okay to cut them too long. I can always come back and cut a little more off. What do they say? Measure once, cut twice, something like that. Okay, now go here and see.
But yeah, also I guess what he's trying to say is if you cut it too short, you just wasted a whole bead, and we spent a lot of time making these beads.
All right, see how that's tight? Now I could force that in, but you don't want to do that.
Right.
All right, you want it to fit pretty nice. So this is where I come back and I just take a hairline off, okay? So here we go. You can barely even tell I cut anything off that just now.
Exactly.
All right. All right, that's a pretty nice fit there.
That's a lot better.
And actually, I'm convinced that's still just a hair tight, so that's how particular you gotta be on these beads. Because if you get one too tight, the next one going in is not gonna sit right. You want a good miter. So, beautiful. Okay, that's nice. One thing you'll hear me say time and time again, everything gets glued. Everything gets glued.
Right.
And I'm not promoted by this company, but I will talk about them. Type Bond 3 glue. If you're doing any woodworking projects, get Type Bond 3 if you don't want it to come apart. I guarantee you, if you try to rip some of this stuff apart that's been glued, you'll rip the wood before you do the glue joint. That's how good it is.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm flushing it there on the back side with my finger. All right, so I'm good. Put a little pin nail in. All right. And over here, I'm doing the same thing. You know, so much of what we do is visual, but then there's feel to it as well. Now I'm feeling back here, it's sticking out a little bit, so I'm gonna force it in. I'm actually gonna stick my head back here, force that in a little bit so I can get a good evenness here. And we got it. Okay, now, you might be asking yourself, what about the pin nails and the holes that they leave? Well, come over here and I'll show you. So we take a little bit of spackling. Here's my spackle. We spackle all these holes, okay? And I don't know if you can see them in the video or not.
You can barely, but you can.
Okay, and then we sand those. So when you're done, it all actually looks like one piece tied together.
Look at how nice that is.
Yeah, so that is the process of doing beads on your face frames.
Awesome. Okay, guys, for now, you're gonna get to see a lot of beads getting put on. So where do you want this camera, Dad? All right, woodchucks, so this week is over. I'll keep it short and simple. We got all of our face frames built. I know I'm in a different shirts because it's a different day, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next week, you're gonna get to see a lot of, you know, the cabinet building that's going on as I speak right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Look forward pretty soon. So, I mean, we've already got 11 subscribers. I know that's so big, but around 100 subscribers, we want to start doing a little giveaway for some just kind of like generic shop equipment, things that we generally use in our shop.
What are we giving away?
I don't know, what are we giving away?
Okay, I have in mind to give away a DeWalt cordless vacuum.
Okay.
So
anybody can use a vacuum.
Well, let me tell you, it's a very handy thing to have. We use it on job sites. It's so nice. It's cordless and it's lightweight, very compact, easy. I think it's a good thing to give away. So
yeah.
we'll pick one up here soon and we'll show it to you and see what there is for you to strive to get there.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, we'll talk more on the giveaway next week. But woodchucks, we love you and we'll catch you later, okay?